I can't wait for tonight. The kids are coming? Great. No, Uncle Todd is out.
All right. Guten Morgen. It's early. It's what today? Today's the 16th of March. It's 9 a.m. as we started a little late today, and We're going to play some D&D. We're in session 2 of After the Odyssey, titled An Audience with Beauty. Considering what happened at the end of last week, I think An Audience with Beauty is a little sussy, but we'll find out what happens. So we'll do a recap, and then we'll jump into it if Arcadia is here.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Wait.
All right, good morning. Streaming live to you from Tempe, Arizona, where it is still on Pacific time, 7 o'clock in the morning for me. So this is going to be, I'm going to try to get through this quickly, but there was a lot of information and I feel I should cover it. We begin this session 7 years after the battle with Kentamane. After the fight with Kentamane during the Battle of Mitros, Mitros was rebuilt by Queen Valis. Among the death count besides Kyra and Volcan was Acastus the king, Brogar, the head of the Minotaurs on the Ultros, Fisk, the big guy, the like mob boss of Mitros, Fargrim, the mysterious magic user, and Michaela, the leader of the Queen's Guard of Amazons for Valis. Arisia and Mitros came to terms and are now allies. The vampires north of Arisia were destroyed. In year 5, Queen Honora and Lord Bluethaven of Astoria announced they were going to travel back to his homeland and raise their 2 young children in the countryside. The former guard, John, is now mayor. Geiner retires from adventuring and opens a bar, Titan's End. It's one of the most popular in Mitros because he milks the fact that he was with the heroes for a day and a half. Nico attends Corbin and Versi's wedding and gifts him the magical sword Titan's Bane as a wedding present. Valis makes him honorary dockmaster of Mitros. His wife Ursa is pregnant, as is Versi. He takes the oath of the Dragon Lords and bonds with Aziz. He travels to Themis with Corbin and gets his family heirlooms from Queen Darien of the Amazons, a ring of protection and the helm of brilliance. When he returns, he, Corbin, and Demetrius travel to the steppes to reunite the Centaur tribes. Corbin eventually leaves to return to the Dragon Lords and Versi, but Nico stays for a while before abruptly leaving. He travels to the Old Wood and finds a druid order in shambles. He takes a young man whose mentor was killed in the Battle of Mitros as an apprentice. He recognizes him as the boy he met years before when we fought Xericus for Balmetria's horn, by the way, which was our 7th day together in real life on January 16th, 2022. He has a mighty druid-on-druid fight with Demetria, who destroyed the rest of the boys' druid order, and who the oracle foretold Nico must face one day. And he finishes her off by burning a hole in her head with Sunbeam. He finds the druid's treasure hoard, gets special armor, which is hide of the feral guardian, and awakens a tree to stand guard over the area. He has a son and names him Apollo. Hold on, let me see if I turn my computer on to Do Not Disturb. I just can't remember how to do that right now. That's you're hearing all that stuff from me. But in the interest of being quick, I'm going to continue talking. Now I lost my plane of thought. He finds the druid's treasure hoard and gets special armor, which is hide of the feral guardian, and awakens a tree to stand guard over the area. He has a son and names him Apollo. Arcadia speaks with the oracle. She believes that Arcadia was always destined to become the Lady of Death, but thinks that Gravik currently holds the title of Lord. Arcadia attends Corbin and the oracle's wedding before returning to Themis with her mother and Ileana. Pythor and her mother Ophia get married there, but leave after having spent 6 months there, along with Ileana, who doesn't really fit in there anymore, and they head to Pythoria. Arcadia and Ileana offers to end the bond of being life mates with Ileana, and she accepts. Arcadia is promoted to head of the tribe of the Kraken, the first line of defense of the island. About 6 months later, Nico, Corbin, the Oracle, and their baby daughter Callista, who Corbin named after Arcadia's aunt, have special permission to come to Themis. Arcadia greets them with a smile. Queen Darien presents Nico with his family heirlooms, and there is a feast. Arcadia looks relaxed, laughs freely, and is at ease among her people. The wall she always put up around her is not apparent here. A year later, Queen Darien promotes Arcadia to High Commander of the Amazons, in charge of coordinating all the tribes in defense of the island. At the beginning of her 5th year on Themis, Arcadia and another Amazon make a special trip to Arisia to observe and train there. It is there where she proposes to her companion Diana. They hear that there had been constant raids from the Centaur tribes over the last few years, led by their warlord and his ferocious dragon, but recently there has been a truce. They return to Themis after having been in Arisia only a few months. Sailing back to Themis from Arisia, Arcadia muses on how she once liked Demetrius and considered him a friend, but how his taking her to fight Hexia without asking her was something that could only be righted with an apology. A year later, she and Diana become mates. Around 8 months later, she has recurring nightmares of everyone she loved being killed Blood Eagle style in front of an unidentified building. After almost 4 months of this, it is revealed as the Sour Vintage, the country inn where the party first met, and she departs for the mainland. She is gifted an amulet of health from the Amazon elders and leaves her ring of protection and ascending stone with her mate Diana. The first year after the death of Sidon and Kentamine is a time of joy and happiness in Demetrius's life. He has a romance with Valus. He is hailed as a hero of legend, and he has his good friends by his side. He attends Corbin's wedding and helps him reform the Dragon Lords, making Corbin the Grand Master. They write up a code of ethics and allow all races to join. He sails out with the Ultros and Nicodemus and Corbin to slay the Lotus Witch, freeing the centaurs trapped on Scorpion Isle from their curse. Then he goes to his homeland, the Steppes, with Nicodemus and Corbin. Some of Sidon's old lieutenants still hold power, and the tribes are warring with each other. Using magic and diplomacy, they convince several tribes to abandon their faith in Sidon before Corbin gets called to return to Mitros. Nicodemus and Demetrius continue their work, but the centaur people are prideful and stubborn, and as a warrior culture, many refuse, not without violence. Demetrius understands this and feels forced to turn to bloodshed to unite his people, but Nicodemus has his fill and returns to Mitros. With no one to keep him in check, the paladin of the divine stallion wages a bloody campaign across the steppes. Word reaches Mitros and beyond of a new high chieftain of the centaur with a mighty black dragon that is slaying all those that oppose him and bringing the centaur together under a unified rule. All of Sidon's lieutenants are defeated and quartered. His campaign was a success, but several politicians fearful of a united centaur tribe tell Corbin that Demetrius has gone insane. So Corbin takes his dragon lords to slay him. They end up talking and fighting one-on-one, and Demetrius is allowed to remain a dragon lord if Astraea is not involved in waging war. Older and wiser, Demetrius realizes that war will eventually lead to the centaur's demise, so he creates a unified law for them, doing away with quartering and making their right of adulthood safe. He has stone temples of the divine stallion erected, which are the first buildings of this nomadic tribe, and establishes an embassy in Mitros. The centaur's opinion of him is divided, but he manages to stabilize his civilization and steps down as high chieftain. He adventures on his own, seeking out the magic of the Oath of the Dragon Lords in an effort to prevent Astraea from dying when he does. In his quest, he discovers an ancient ritual that allows him to purify the taint from his soul that was left there by the dark forces that resurrected him, eliminating his powers as a warlock and making him a full paladin. He decides to settle down and is on his way to reunite with Queen Valus and his old friends in Mitros when he stops at the Sour Vintage. Versi forgives Corbin for killing her father Sidon and believes our quest is finished, and he immediately proposes to her. She accepts but makes him remove the Sam armor, which he does with the help of Demetrius and Nico because it is cursed. The Moth, who has just come to town and has taken over some of Fargrim's businesses, helps to restore him to his original human body, which was recovering while Corbin borrowed the gnome's body. The gnome is confused because he is hailed as one of the heroes but has no memory of anything. He becomes quite famous through his travel guide, Traveling with Odyssey, the story of the roaming gnome. Corbin, in his new body, is having trouble convincing people that he is the real Corbin. Corbin marries Versi. The bouquet is thrown straight at Arcadia, who dodges it, but the oracle giggles to Corbin, telling him she cannot dodge her fate. To Corbin's horror, the statues of the heroes being erected are that of his former gnome body. The Dragon Lords are reformed, Versi becomes pregnant, and Vengeance starts building her own lair while still training with Corbin. She is still being pursued by the silly boy dragon that she met during the fight with Acastus. The Lotus Witch is slain, Corbin's daughter is born, and he visits Arcadia with Nico. Corbin makes amends with his great-grandson Gaius, and they have many adventures together and get to know each other quite well. The elders of the city tell Corbin Demetrius is slaughtering his people in the steppes, and there's even a rumor he killed a child. So Corbin goes with the Dragon Lords to confront him, and this is where there's a tense standoff, but they come to an agreement. He creates a series of shrines in every Dragon Lord outpost to remind them that they are there to help people, not bend them to their will, and the offerings go to victims of war. He starts having the nightmares Arcadia described, and after consulting with the scribes, goes on a quest far to the north with Gaius and gets a mighty axe that can only be wielded when he's in giant form. He returns to Mitros and engages in many secretive things, meeting with the oracle and the scribes. He can be seen training in the arena with special plate mail and the axe, obliterating statues of Gravik. Finally, after months of having the dreams, he goes to Nico, who is having the same dreams. They head together to the Sour Vintage to investigate. And this is where we start our session of last week. Corbin and Nico, along with their dragons Vengeance and Aziz, arrive at the Sour Vintage. Electrion is there, Amitrius's brother. He too has had the same dreams. The last time they saw him, he was a drunkard, but now he is a scholar and is sober. He has heard the rumor that Amitrius had a kid with a Titan, which was Yala, who represented Themis during the Great Games. Arcadia walks in. Her armor has the markings of a commander. She walks up to them with a slight smile and shakes hands with her comrades. A man walks in with bronze blonde hair that is cropped short. He is young, and his beard is very wispy and thin. He is dressed in very fine, noble yellow robes with a hint of blue. His skin seems to have a slight bronze sheen to it, almost a little scaly in some areas. He definitely has an air of nobility to him, maybe even a little bit of arrogance. He looks confused until he sees Arcadia and calls her aunt. She searches her memory but cannot recall his name, but she remembers him introducing himself in Pythoria 7 years ago before she left for Themis. He's a little younger than she is. He walks up to her and she actually allows him to hug her. He explains he got a letter from an echo urging him to come. It involves life and death with the heroes he so idolizes, which is the party. None of us recognize the name. All of a sudden, the room goes silent. Amitrius walks in, and he has long hair and a long beard. His brown blonde hair is starting to gray. Corbin and he clasp hands, and, in typical fashion, they engage in a contest of strength. Then he walks to Arcadia and acts a lot more familiar and friendly than their relationship, which would suggest, which ended poorly at the end of our 7 years ago. He tries to pat her on the shoulder and says, "It's good to see you again, Arcadia," and playfully says, "You're looking good in your old age." She eyes him and finally speaks and says, "I think I'm wearing it better than you." He laughs and warmly hugs Electrion, his brother, who returns the hug. He looks at Nico and averts his eyes, which is something he never does, in a guilty manner. He just gives him a quick nod and greets him. There is tension between them. Amitrius seems less aggressive, less tense, older, kinder, and we see a book on his hip. It is in common. And remember, he was illiterate when we last saw him, only being able to read and write in Sylvan. And it is the travel guide of Odyssey the gnome. He notices the new guy and asks his name. It is Tascalin Galanus. He asks him why he's here, and Tascalin explains he's devoted his life to eventually filling in for the heroes once we retire. He says he has talents, not quite as barbaric as Amitrius's, but his can be quite just as formidable. And usually this would be the point where Amitrius roasts him, but instead he says, "Good luck with that, kid. Who knows, you could probably pull it off." We find out Tascalin is a sorcerer, and Amitrius asks him to check for magic influence and why we had the dreams on the letter. And besides magic from all of our gear, Tascalin detects a faint aura of divine magic on us. The party catches up with each other over a meal, and we find that Amitrius and Valis had a daughter. He is on his way to Mitros to unite with them after a few years. He's going to try to be in his daughter's life. Electrion is the first centaur scholar. And Electrion confronts Amitrius about the rumors that he's a warlord, and Amitrius explains to the party that he did what he thought he needed to do to secure a future for the centaurs, and that many listened only to violence, being a warrior culture. He tells us he is no longer leading anyone except for the Ultros, at which point he glances over at Nico and looks away with a guilty look, and the party would have to be quick to see it. Verena is still on the Ultros, and the crew is mostly centaurs. Amitrius' issue with Aresia was a border dispute. We hear a cough. It is a very beautiful nymph standing there in the inn. It is Echo. She is an Oread, a mountain nymph. Her skin is like polished obsidian, while her hair is like freshly fallen snow. She stands tall and proud with sharply defined features that give her a striking and commanding presence. And she tells us, 500 years ago, my betrothed, Narcissus, the god of beauty, was stolen away from me by the queen of Aresia. For half a millennium, her descendants have kept Narcissus imprisoned in the dungeons of their foul city. Many wars have been fought to free him, but the Aresian campaigns have amounted to nothing. Recently, my beloved Narcissus learned of a secret ritual that transforms mortals into gods. He now seeks to build a new pantheon. Join with me to rescue him, and he will share the secrets with you. Moreover, we cannot let this knowledge fall into the hands of the Aresians. Think of the consequences. Corbin asks her what does this have to do with the dreams, and she is fairly certain that there are others who are looking for this power as well. Amitrius uses his divine sense, and she doesn't come up as anything, but he finds that the party, Corbin, Arcadia, and Nicodemus, as well as himself pop up as celestial. But he doesn't think it's worth mentioning because he's used to it. I guess he just noticed it after the Battle of Mitros, and he's had that sense for years. Echo has had the same dreams we have, and she thinks we are all tied together. And she also thinks that the sour vintage is marked from a greater being, since this is where everything began for us. Amitrius wonders if Narcissus intends to build a pantheon of gods from us, and he tells the party we all have the magic of the gods within us, and we start to question Narcissus's intentions. Aesop, from the dragon shrine in Mitros, comes running in and says, what she says is true. He is the god of beauty, and he is the lost sibling of the five. But there is much that she did not tell you. Narcissus was self-absorbed, selfish, and obsessed with the beauty that he attained when he was transformed from a dragon into a god. In this vanity, he lost his way. He refused to aid the mortals during the First War. For this betrayal, the other gods disowned him, and he was taken by Arisia, who is deemed justice. But if Narcissus has truly learned the secrets to godhood, then we must take action. That much power is dangerous in the hands of a rival kingdom. You must rescue Narcissus. You can attempt to infiltrate the city of Arisia on your own, or you can summon the strength of the armies of Mitros to aid you. He tells us we have allies in Arisia, and we decide infiltration is the best route. We hear a woman's voice, and she says she is one of the allies in Arisia. Sitting next to Tascalin sipping on some wine is a hooded figure in black. Tascalin asks when she got there, and she says, if you stopped breathing so damn loud, you would have heard me. And at this, Arcadia looks at the person and very subtly makes a sign to her, and one is returned. The figure wishes to help us because she is tired of war and feels there needs to be a change in rulership. She appears to know something that Amitrius did that we do not know, and he doesn't refute it. She can help us infiltrate Arisia through underground passages and suggests, though, we do not bring the dragons. Corbin asks Arcadia if we can trust Tascalin, and she suggests using the Zone of Truth. We accept the mission with the caveat that we will judge whether to let Narcissus live and ask where we are to meet. It's a place about 2 kilometers from the northern border. It will take us about 2 days to get there. We will meet in 5 days unless we want to retcon that, and the figure in black identifies herself as Jocasta. She tells us she has a feeling that we will not be the only ones on this mission. As she leaves, Arcadia bows to her. She was one of her teachers in Arisia. We go into the Zone of Truth and ask Tascalin various questions. We find that he is not working for anyone and has no intentions of betraying anyone. He is related through Arcadia, through Pythor, of course. He wants to adventure with us for the experience, and also that when the time comes to replace us, he is up to the task. It is his dream to become a hero. He doesn't really worship anyone, but he used to worship the old pantheon of the 5 gods. His father is a noble. He doesn't see him that much, is not sure what he's up to. He probably has some enemies because there are plenty of classmates that are envious of his talents. He does have an oath to replace the current heroes one day, to be true to the land and its people and not to cause them any harm. And Amitrius says, what arrogance? And Corbin says, you have an oath to replace us. And Tascalin says, well, one day, of course, when the day does come that when I am just and follow the laws and am a true hero of the land. And Amitrius says, you need to be careful what you wish for, boy. Do you know what we've sacrificed to get here? Well, I'm sure you sacrificed quite a bit, but I am a prodigy. I am sure I could do things maybe a little bit different. You'll learn the truth of that before long. Not to demean any of your accomplishments, they are quite spectacular, but what is the next generation to do but improve and do things better? I'd like to talk to you in 10 years. We decide to give him a chance to see what he's capable of, but will not swear any new oaths with him or with each other. Corbin leaves and walks around the inn for a while, and people start leaving to go to bed. Amitrius asks Arcadia to stay a minute so they can speak in private. When Nico retires upstairs, he hears very loud snoring from Electron. He gets some cotton out of one of the pillows and shoves it in his ears. Alone together, Amitrius apologizes to Arcadia for taking her to the island of the dragon without asking. She's stunned because she never thought she'd hear that from him. And she says, you know, what hurt me was you taking my decision out of my hands. And Amitrius said for the longest time he couldn't understand why she was upset, but eventually the same thing happened to him, and he came to realize that that was her choice to make and not his. And he says, so I'm sorry. She accepts his apology. He puts his fist to his chest as a salute, but she extends her arm to him and they shake hands. Arcadia camps outside just like the first time they were there. Corbin stops by the wall where part of the vision occurred, and he pulls out some chalk and scrawls on the wall, Gravik, you really suck. Then he pees on it before going into the inn. As Demetrius lies down, he gets gifted a free runner rod, a free magic item from Scath. And as we bed down and all drift to sleep, we all start having nightmares, and they are very, very, very vivid. We see Gravik laughing. He's looking at the chalk message Corbin left. He says, "I'll show you." We see him take a knife, and we start hearing screaming as we hear slicing and dicing and ripping sounds. We all wake up in a sweat as it was extremely vivid, but we still hear the screaming coming from outside. Corbin runs out to see what is going on. Arcadia jumps up because she already is outside. And when Nico oh, gross. I just, got distracted by the stream. Arcadia jumps up because she already is outside. When Nico wakes up, he doesn't realize it as he's running out, but the snoring is gone. As we run outside, we see 5 people. They all have their lungs over their ribs. Their ribs are splayed open from their back. As we discover and start looking, we find old Corbin, Ileana, Electron, Nico's druid that he took under his wing, and Tascalin's mom. Demetrius runs over to his brother. He's obviously alive, but obviously dying. Tascalin rushes over quickly and looks around horrified. Suddenly he seems to have a realization and claps his hands together. Magical power starts to emanate from him as he casts Wish to try to heal all of them, but it does not go off. He sits wide eyes as the magic dissipates. He is completely confused as to why it didn't work. Nico tries healing the young druid with a high-level heal spell, and it does not go off as he too starts realizing that all of his power has been dampened. It seems that Tascalin has just been broken because all he's ever relied on is his natural gifts, and now they're not working. He quickly rushes over to his mother, ignoring everyone, screaming, "Does anyone have a healing potion? Nico, do something!" To no avail, Demetrius pumps all of his lay on hands into the brother, but his magic is dampened as well. As he watches his brother slowly die, he embraces his head. "I'm sorry, brother." He goes to kill him, and Electrion reaches for Demetrius' hand with his bloody hand. Demetrius takes it, then it falls limp. He breaks his brother's neck. Tears roll from his eyes as he sobs and mourns the death of Electrion. Tascalin is like, "You're all heroes. You can do something about this. Nico, you're a druid. Heal them." "But my powers are not working." "What do you mean you're the heroes?" Corbin says, "We can do something about it, boy. We can kill Gravik." Tascalin looks down at his mother. She is dead. He is just broken, not doing anything, just holding her. Corbin looks down at the broken body of the gnome. He sees a book next to him with a bloody scrawl on it, 0 stars. Demetrius walks over to Tascalin and puts his hand on his shoulder. "I'm sorry, boy. I should have ignored the letter. This is my fault. Well, why was I not able to wish?" Demetrius says, "This is the path that heroes walk." Wish is supposed to solve everything." And Corbin says, "This is not your fault. It's Gravik's." And Tascalin says, "It's why I learned it." Tascalin slowly stands up, not saying anything. He's almost catatonic. All his power was just useless when it mattered. I didn't really get to say much as Ileana because I was, as Arcadia, because I was actually just stunned and just listening to everything going on around us. But Arcadia would run to Ileana. She would find her already dead, and in desperation would try to give her a healing potion and then try to cast a healing spell on her and eventually cast Revivify, but nothing works. She is dead. And in her outstretched hand is a half-carved figure of a little kraken. And Arcadia just dissolves into tears and is sobbing, racking sobs. She vomits, and she's covered with blood and mud and urine because that's where Corbin was, and she looks utterly devastated. And from behind us, we hear some laughter, and it is Gravik, and he says, "If you wish to defeat me, you know how to do it." And he disappears. Tascalin turns him and casts a level 8 dragon's breath, but it too doesn't go off. Demetrius says, "You'll pay for this." And we end the session 7 years after the battle with Kentamine, at the end of our first day back together.
Very nice. Yeah, that was a little brutal, and I had to get that picture and just to show the strum what that would look like. So yeah, very, very savage. This is a new form of murder that's been going around. I don't know where it comes from, but pretty brutal.
Sus.
Very sus.
Yes, this is very savage way to die. Oof.
Yeah, like, ugh. Having your, like, no, God.
Amitrius would, I guess, he would begin chopping down nearby trees and begin building a pyre to burn the body on.
All right. And Nico, did what was your druid companion's name? Your little buddy. I don't think we ever got it.
I guess we didn't have a name for him, so I'll just call him Frank.
All right. Good old
He's
Frank.
not going to be around very much longer. He's going to get burned up with Demetrius's fire. So.
All right. Yeah. So I was thinking, what are we going to do with these bodies? I know Electriana's getting burned. I guess Frank's also going to be burned.
Corbin goes to find some clay.
Corbin's going to make. Is Corbin going to make old Corbin into a lawn gnome?
Yes.
Well, you guys, you guys notice one thing when Amitrius is putting Electria's body on the pyre of wood that he's made. He cuts out the thigh bone of his brother, and he intends to fashion it into a knife.
Sus. I wonder what he's going to do with that knife.
Yeah, he's going to write the letters graphic on the blade, so you know where that's going.
Into your heart. No. What about Taskelin's mom? What's Taskelin going to do? Is he going to bury her or what?
Taskelin is currently trying to cast Dispel Magic on the corpse because he thinks it's all an illusion.
It does not go off.
Oh, the magic field is still affected. Okay. So he'll just kind of like not really observing anything going on around him. He's going to just kind of like kneel at the corpse. Sometimes trying to cast Dispel Magic again, still like in a state of denial.
Like, she's still alive. It's all a joke. Bring her back. Where's her glasses? She can't see without her glasses.
Pretty much.
That was a movie reference that I think one person got. And how about...
what was that with?
What's that?
I can't remember what it was, but it had Macaulay Culkin in it.
Yeah. Good movie. Like the first time I ever saw that, I had no idea what to expect. And I was like, what, like 8 or 9? Yeah, it was... I was like, it's Macaulay Culkin. You can't do that. Anyways, and what about dear Ilyana? I mean, that's.
Arcadia is going to ask either if Vengeance or Assis would take her body to Pythoria.
That would be on Corbin.
So that would
Nico.
be Nico or Corbin. So she would ask one of the two if they would bring her body.
Nico, is Aziz available?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he can carry the body. Aziz is able to do that.
Because I would dispatch Vengeance to the city.
She is, with tears in her eyes, she thanks Nico. And so she would wrap up the body and write a letter to her mother, first of all warning her of the state of the body, but she felt that they had a special relationship, that it was kind of like a surrogate mother-daughter, and she wanted, and she knew Ileana wanted to be in Pythoria, so she would do that. And
where is Pythoria located? I don't.
Well, she would explain where it was. I don't know specific. The player don't know.
That is a coastal city. If you've seen, was it in game? Like when they go to find Fat Four, he's in a little town. That's kind of what it's modeled after. But it is on the coast. Like, kind of like down that way where my arrow is. Kind of BFE by himself, you know, little itty bitty town. All right, so
how long would that take?
well, if Corbin's going to make the clay Corbin, I would say probably about, I don't know, maybe a day, half a day, something like that.
I mean, bringing the body to Pythoria.
Oh, bringing the body, that I don't know. It's a nice little flight.
Maybe she can bring it, or he can bring it to Astoria instead, and they can bring it over there. That way, Nico won't have to lose his dragon for like 2 weeks.
Well, I didn't think I thought we were sending him away.
Yeah.
We're not bringing.
Sneaking into Arisia.
Yeah, I mean, they won't be part of that, but I'm assuming that's not going to take forever. I'm just doing suggestions.
Yeah.
To you.
Yeah, I would think not, because he can fly. You know, like as the bird flies, or as the dragon flies.
Well, it's a 2-day journey to Mitros by foot. By flight, probably about a day to Mitros. So you figure a day and a half to fly there. He's gonna have to sleep and recharge.
Okay. No, that's doable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'll just have my dragon fly back to Mitros, and we'll meet him there.
That's where vengeance is going to be.
Or to the Ultros, you know. Still using the Ultros.
The Ultros is in Mitros, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it Nico?
Demetrius had said it was
Demetrius.
nearby.
Yeah, it's as close by as possible.
Okay.
Can you please mark out where is the sour vintage on this map? I forgot.
Right where the party token is.
Oh, there it is. Thanks.
This was, I think, one of our very first maps we ever used too.
Yeah, it was.
Back where it all began. Yeah.
I loved the tie-ins that we still remembered. Like, hey, isn't this where we fought, made all that money for, you know, our contest? And hey, isn't this is exactly, you know, we stayed in the stables and we camped outside. I just think that's really cool that, you know, all of this happened on December the 5th, 2021.
Yeah, that's wild. Almost 3.5 years ago. That's wild.
And when Amitrius that morning calls for Astrea, he does it with a special kind of whistle. When he blows it, you don't hear it, but after a while, Astrea flies up to them and joins them, and she looks a bit different. She's wearing a very expensive-looking crown on her head, and she has a harness around her that seems like it would be useful for battle, with potions on a belt by her harness, and she has a bag of holding there. And on her tail, she has a ring with spikes near the end, where she can smash people with the spikes. And on her chest is an enormous scar that has never completely healed.
Wow, battle scarred dragon.
Yeah.
So Arcadia and Nico, you would know that crown is made of star metal, just by like kind of looking at it, getting a nice gleam from it.
Nice.
Very fancy. Tascalin would also know about that it was made out of star metal. Corbin doesn't know, because Corbin rolled a 4.
Busy making my gnome sculpture.
Yes, yeah, he doesn't even give a shit. He's just hard at work. I could see like a big guy as big as, you know, Lou Ferrigno is trying to sculpt something.
It's not easy.
Damn it, this is hard. I can't do it.
It's gonna look rough.
Is
But,
that like a river running by the Sour Vintage just to the east of it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it is, because it ends in the Dead Falls.
Yeah, that's the river.
Is that far?
The river?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a mile.
Alright. Katie's gonna go over there and wash up. It's just covered.
Wash away the blood and gore.
Amitrius, he will light the fire that he built, engulfing his brother's body, and he will say a prayer to the Great Stallion and ask the Great Stallion to keep his brother's spirit in his care, and that Amitrius will take his vengeance against Graphic for this, so that his brother's soul may roam the eternal steps of the afterlife in peace.
Corbin walks over, carrying the gnome sculpture, places it by the fire to cure. He's covered in mud, like Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of Predator.
Predator. Give us.
Nice.
Give us. See how well this statue is.
I think it's performance.
Performance. Yeah, I'm thinking about that also. Let's see how well this statue turns out. Yeah.
It's about what Corbin would make.
Yeah. Corbin is like, yeah, this is really good, but his hat, or like maybe the hat's like a quarter of the way over, like.
You need some help with that, Corbin.
His kilt is very.
You want to put some details on? That's okay.
His kilt are smaller than it should be.
I will. I'll give it an honest attempt.
Oh wow!
Yeah, between
your modifier.
between the two of you, this statue looks pretty damn good. At the end of it.
And make sure his middle finger is extended if this Gravik returns.
Yeah, Demetrius probably like this gnome.
I'll say to the gnome, I'll miss you, Corbin. It's been a long few years together, you and I.
Meanwhile, Tasclin's still trying to cast magic.
Yeah.
At this point, he's given up, but he's still not talking to anyone.
I will walk over to Tascalin and I'll say about your mother's body. Should we? Do you want us to put her on the pyre?
He'll take a long moment before he replies. Might as well.
Come then. You should say a few words as a goodbye.
Right.
And he will pick up Tasclin's mother with like some gentle care, like you would carry, I guess, a princess or a bride, and walk her over to the fire, and then like, I guess it's already burning, so I guess toss her on a little bit, but with some care.
Perfect. And in the background, somber music is playing.
While she's out by the river, as she's washed up and washed her armor, Arcadia's going to go hunting, and remember she has that Outlander ability, and she would sacrifice an animal to Kentamane and pray that Ileana's soul is delivered, though she has great fears about where her soul is, or in the rest of the souls, actually. But she prays that for safe passage to the afterlife.
Oh, she still prays to Kentamane. That's interesting.
Sus.
Maybe not sus. I mean, that's that's her god. I mean, imagine like if you had to like fight the Divine Stallion and beat him. All right, still pray to him.
Well, and then they say that that he's just lying dormant. I mean, I don't know if anybody has another god that they're thinking of switching to, but that's always been the Amazons' god, so.
It's probably a good thing Corbin didn't claim an appendage of him as a trophy.
Oh God, That's oh god.
He's got a fingernail clipping.
Or toenail clipping, a la Steve.
Yeah, just for Steve.
Steve comes running by. Ooh, toenails.
Right, still talking to his invisible friend Phil.
Yeah. Oh, that fucking guy. But alright. So yeah, we do the burials or not the burials, the burnings, the nice little carving. Did you want to probably rest here? Like, cause this will take a little bit. Like rest here, then set out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Arcadia would have done Feinstein and gotten Bia her rhino there.
Okay. Push it along, Chris. Alright. So we head out towards Orisha. Okay. So if you want to like RP or anything like for the walk there, just kind of like stay quiet. It's up to use. The journey itself will go uneventful, like no fights. You might run into like some random people like hi and just keep going, but I don't know if there's anything like RPs you want to do or not.
Arcadia looks at Tascalin, who looks kind of catatonic, but also looks at him as he's this like young scholar, like intellectual, really, and she doesn't know if he's ever done much walking, and she offers to let him ride on Bia.
Thank you, but I'm fine. I feel like doing a little strenuous activity right now.
You don't want to get shin splints, man. I can see it.
Amicia will also walk over to Tascalin, and he will listen to which Arcadia was about to say.
Oh, I was just going to say that Arcadia would walk ahead to scout, and the last time you had seen her, you noticed that she didn't really make any sound, but that was attributed a lot. But she was pretty stealthy before, but she just still has the boots of Elvenkind. But the interesting thing is, you walk behind her, you notice she's not leaving any tracks.
Sus.
I will ask Tascalin if we are to infiltrate Arisia. I will need to be disguised in some way. Do you have magic for that?
I could make you invisible for about half a day.
That'll work. Do you have anything else? Maybe something that will change my appearance so I can talk to people at least?
Unfortunately, no. I never really thought to disguise myself, so... And I don't think that's one of my
Not
gifts.
That kind of sorcerer.
Alright. Half a day, you say?
Not that kind of sorcerer.
The last wizard we traveled with could do a minute at most.
Nico casts alter self on himself when he gets close to Regia. Probably to make him look like a human. And he walks out. Nico walks up next to Ametrius and says he's very sorry for his brother, losing his brother.
And Ametrius nods back and says, I'm sorry for you as well. I never knew you had an apprentice, but I'm sure that he was a good man.
It's very sad. He was a lost soul that I was claiming to try and help him become a better druid.
I've been thinking. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I've been thinking about what Narcissus supposedly said about us becoming gods. Do you think that if we did, there might be a chance to bring them back?
Possibly.
Do you know of such a magic?
I do. Very expensive to cast, but I have the means to prepare a spell such as strong as that.
What will it cost?
A lot more than what's in my pocketbook. I forget how much it was out of character.
I think it was.
I think it's 25,000. I think.
25,000? Yeah.
Yeah, and not just gold, but diamonds.
Yeah, it's got to be in diamonds.
And we should say, oof, that seems like a prize, even beyond us. But if you must, for now, try to keep the existence of such magic, and he will look over his shoulder, hidden from Taskelin. If he learns of such a thing, he will stop at nothing to pursue it. It's better not to give him false hope.
I don't know. Maybe he could wish such a treasure.
That's possible.
It's possible.
Meanwhile, if Corbin saw Arcadia walking without footprints, he would go over next to her and try to poke her to see if she's a ghost.
She turns and looks at him and says, "Yes."
No footprints, just checking. How do you do that?
And she says, "Lots of training."
Maybe you should eat more. Too light.
She kind of laughs at him, looks up at him and laughs at him. She's just looking down at him and laughing at him. Well, she's not used to laughing at all, really, but she still manages to laugh a little.
Ouch. So Taskelin.
I know what that means.
So Taskelin, since you used that spell, used the wish spell, your strength drops to 3 for 7 days.
Are you sure you don't want the ride on the rhino now?
Yeah, your strength drops to 3 for 1 week.
Okay.
And it's been a day.
1 second. Let me just make a note of that.
Small boy seems very weak, even for a small boy.
I mean, she'll still say to Nico, I can't get used to the new Corbin. There's just something strange about him.
Oh, what was it at before? 8 or 9? It was 8, wasn't it?
It was at 9.
Okay.
He's -4.
Yeah, you want to ride the rhino now?
No, he's actually just going to struggle. Like, he just seems to want to hurt himself, it almost seems.
Holy shit.
But there is also the 33% chance, but I will not make you do that right now because, I'm being nice.
Okay.
But cool. So yeah, we journey about a day and a half. It's starting to become nighttime as you enter these woods, and you hear a psst, psst, over here.
And go there.
And as you look, you see Jocasta, and you see her standing with the man. He's very, for lack of a better term, very pretty looking. He's wearing very nice robes, very skinny, but it was very a nice trimmed beard. It was just very, very pretty. And she says, Jocasta says, you have finally made it.
Yes.
Are you ready?
That's right. What has to be done?
So you do still wish to infiltrate sneakily, yes?
Yes.
Good. Then allow me to introduce Pelican. Pelagon. He is
Pelican.
Pelagon.
I know. Testicles and pelican.
He is the head of the Artists Guild. He's the most famous portraitist in Arisia.
Okay.
And,
And why is he here?
Well, he runs the the temple, which, coincidentally enough, has the entrances into the underground in order to get to Narcissus. But and Pelican says, yes, but tell him. Well, he will guide you there, but he wants to paint Narcissus, and Narcissus refuses to be painted. So he
I see.
will show you how to get there, but you must agree to take him with you.
And I will look over at the party to see what they think about this idea.
Well, I can come, but if he's hurt, it's his own fault.
I'll be fine, honey. I'll be fine.
Can't you just paint from memory?
Well, you see, lovely Centaur man, I've never seen him.
So just seeing him will be enough for you to make your painting? Because we can't hold him down and force him to pose for you.
Of course, that's why I'm the most famous artist in Arisha, silly goose. And I even he lays his hand on your rump, and I'll give you one even better. If you take me down there, I'll paint a portrait of all of yous, but especially you.
I will. You see that there's some irritation and temper in Amitrius' face, so that he breathes out and he's like, "Very well, you can come with us, but keep your hands to yourself."
But I can look but not see. I see you're one of those. And I could even wrap you in. Have you ever heard of Gucci? I can wrap you in Gucci.
Not interested.
You'll come around. You'll come around. They always do.
Nico gets close to Demetrius and he whispers, but a little loudly, he says, "I think he likes you."
Don't I know it?
And Jocasta, and she's like, she looks around, looks between you, and says, "Did something happen after we left? You look, especially that one, look very tense."
Yes, something happened. But let's get back to business. What kind of resistance can we expect down there in the tunnels?
Well, if you follow me, sweetheart, then you won't find any resistance. But getting to the temple itself, you might want to be less inconspicuous.
So to get to the temple itself, we will have to cross the street for some time.
Yes, let me show you. Let me find this map. Arisia. As soon as I can find where it goes. Here, there's this.
Our wizard can disguise me, but the rest will have to wear cloaks of some kind.
Any because you've been here, so you'll enter from there. Oh no, actually you're gonna enter from you'll enter from there, and then the temple. I think one of you, I can't remember which one, has actually been to this galley with all the paintings, and it's over here.
Yeah, well, they were at the Red Lotus, and Arcadia was the one that did a quick search of every single building on that place. But then she also was there for 3 months, so she has a really, I would say, a fairly good knowledge of the city, especially after having been there for 3 whole months a couple of years ago.
That is also true. So yeah, you would know exactly where the galley is. And then Pelagon will also suggest, yes, make sure the Centauri here is very well disguised because, well, he's kind of infamous in this city, and centaurs, and I personally love centaurs, but some of the other people not so much.
That won't be a problem. How dark is it out right now?
Outside of the gates is pretty dark, but you can see the glow from the city itself. So it is torchlights.
So Amitrius will ask Astrea to fly very high above the city because she's black and it's fairly dark up. And just to keep an eye on things, and if she sees anything unusual, like, for example, 10 city guards suddenly running somewhere in a panic or something like that, to give us a warning of some kind, like fire a single burst of acid and then get out of there.
She nods and bolts into the air.
And she has a high proficiency in stealth, so. Alright.
Acid rain.
Like purple rain, but acid rain. And then we'll also look at Arcadia. Also you, because people still have some memories of you. Maybe also, I don't know, if we get caught, do you want to ruin the surprise, or do you want to also try and be sneaky?
She looks at him and said, she stops herself from answering what she's going to say, and she said, what do you suggest? But you can see that same irritation on her face that you see on Amitrius.
And he thinks for a second, and you see him reach into a bag, and he pulls out very pretty robes, and he said, well, if you wear this, and if you put this on your head, and he pulls out a blonde wig, I think that would go pretty well to disguise your features. As he's looking over you.
Okay. Now, is this something where she can wear? Does she feel like she can wear her armor underneath this thing, or is this something where she's going to not be able to have any protection?
We won't have much protection because this is a very form-fitting robes.
Amitrius will comment. I think they call that a corset.
Ooh, you are handsome and smart. Good job, as he smacks you on the rump.
Nah, I spent too long in Queen Valis' company.
You know that from me. You know the Queen? Oh, you must give us an audience. I'll give you whatever you want.
We'll see how that portrait turns out.
My pleasure. So do we?
Yeah.
So we need to change now?
Well, yes, if we're going to go into the city and fool the dumb guards, the silly dumb guards.
You can see Arcadia mutters "fuck" under her breath, and she looks. But she bows. She bows at Jocasta, and she moves.
And all of the men in the party are just staring at her. Like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna wear it?
That's the $1 million question. Does she put it on?
Well, she doesn't like the idea, but she also knows that she's fairly well known there because she was the commander of the Amazons going around training with people and shit like that. So she's not happy about it, but she also doesn't want to jeopardize. She can only be so stealthy. So
And imagine being the commander of the Amazons and getting caught in the city.
Yeah, not so good. So she is going to go behind some bushes, and when she comes back out, yep, she looks very different.
And Pelagon will say, "All right, now just come here for a second and turn around." And he says, "Now you must go like this," and like grabs the string behind the corset and pulls him taut.
All right. She kind of grunts and is like,
And looks over at Nico and gives Nico a nice glance and says, "Oh, you'll be fine." And "You big strong man," and grabs Corbin's arm, and "You'll do great." And looks at Tascalin and says, "And you're okay, but you're slouching. You need to stand up straight."
Tascalin doesn't bother responding to him, just kind of like gives him a slight glance, not even turning his head before looking back ahead to where they're heading.
And he's like, "Come on, hello."
Don't worry about him.
Well, if he gets caught, it's on you. And he'll do like an about face and start, "All right, sweethearts, let's go."
I will ask Tascalin to make me invisible.
Tascalin will just kind of like turn to Demetrius and he will cast invisibility on him, but burn 11 spell fonts of magic to make it last for 12 hours.
Nice.
what's the? And people walking down the street, they hear horse clops, but they can't see their cannon.
They suddenly fall over.
He's like, just don't cause any trouble. The moment you interact with somebody, the spell will stop. It is just an invisibility spell, just extended.
What, is Poop being invisible too?
It was a cowboy hat.
I never thought to think of that. Perhaps
Well, what happens
we'll find
if
out.
someone steps in horse poop? And
I'll say,
and-
hold on, Nico. Thanks for reminding me. And then he will lift his tail and he will poop. There.
And
now
we
it's
probably
invisible.
you just see
You can't
globs
see it.
of horse crap come into existence and plop to the ground.
You made the baby.
Jesus.
People are going to Parisians are going to wonder, where's this horse poop coming from?
Yeah, I just went. I'm good. Don't worry about me. I can hold it for at least 2 more hours.
Give him some milk. Watch it run right through him.
Oh no.
And as you're discussing this, you see the lights that Jocasta and Tascalin had, or not Tascalin, Pelagon had. The little torches, they're fading off into the distance as they just start walking away from you. So,
Go catch up to him.
Tascalin will start following after them.
perfect. Cool. So you get up to the city gates, and they're kind of closed, but you see some guards, and they call down, "Who's down there?" Blah 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 blah. And Pelican says, "Well, sweetheart, it's me and Jocasta, and I have some guests that they agreed to sit, so you must let us in." And they look. A guard, the guard comes down, opens the gates, and they look at the party, and it's like, "Well, these two must be the nobles, and these two must be the servants." And servant boy, what's your name? As he looks at Corbin.
I am guard.
Nah, you're that dumb. Oh, yes, you must be perfect. And you, Master Dwarf, you must be the cook. Look how round you are.
I cook.
Uh-huh. And they look at Tascalin and says, his wife must be yelling at him again. And they look at Arcadia and they eye her up and down as only horny men can do. And then they say, well, you may enter. And as you walk in here, clop, 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 clop.
And they suddenly feel a surge of divine power as his aura becomes active, and then the power suddenly fades again as he gets out of range.
Clop, 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 clop. Perfect.
It's probably somewhat covered
Nice.
by Corbin's armor jangling.
Yes. Cool. So we have successfully infiltrated Arisha. If you don't try to do anything crazy, then we can make our way over to the galley quite fine. It is nighttime, and most shops close up at night. So you get into the galley. It's a square-shaped building. Has a distinctive dome-shaped tower. Overlooks the east side of the river. It's inside. It is cool and quiet, and there are hundreds and hundreds of paintings. And it is very pretty. And as you're walking through, he says, "All right, this way. I must." And he leads you up to a wall, and he says, "Wait here a second. I must go get my easel and my paintings, or my paints." And he brushes off for a second. And Jocasta says, "And this, my friends, is where I will leave you. If you get caught, well, I can't be seen with you."
Arcadia would bow to her.
And she does a nod, and she disappears into the shadow. And you see all these famous paintings, nice pretty paintings, and then you see that there's another painting kind of that's kind of like
This stream just
Yeah,
crashed.
stream's down.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let's get it started back up.
It's back.
Cool. All right, we're back. Nothing insane happened because I caught it right away. So Pelagon comes back, and you see he's wearing a big ass bag full of you see easel poking out. And he's like, "Okay, let's go," and he pushes open. He goes up to the wall and hits a little button, and the wall opens up.
Before we go in, Arcadia would ask him who that portrait is, the centerpiece portrait is.
And he says, "Oh, that's one of the God, hang on. I actually have a name for it. Give me 2 seconds." Oh, you're somewhere around here. That is Mnemosyne. She was King Carpathos' wife. He was the first king of Aresia. And Mnemosyne was his wife. Very pretty, very, very, very pretty woman. And he says, "Okay, let's head in, if you're ready." And, ooh, that was really quick. That was weird. So yeah, he leads you in. It's into as the door shuts. It's very quiet, tunnels. As he's sliding torches along the way, and you descend for a little bit, and as you make your way down, you hear a beautiful ethereal voice drifting from below.
Oh no, Arcadia would say, "Is it safe for me to change back into my armor now?"
And he's like, "Well, if you want to spend the 10 minutes doing so."
Yes.
But you're so pretty with this.
Yeah. And so she goes into a corner and changes back into her armor. She's pretty quick at it. It's only studded leather, so.
And as you finally reach the bottom, you discover a massive chamber filled with mirrors of all shapes and sizes. Hundreds of reflecting surfaces and ornate frames of gold and silver. The floor is layered with a rainbow of shimmering mosaics. And in the center of the room, a bronze dragon is curled up on the floor, staring woefully into a very large mirror. Seated beside him is a beautiful siren, who pets him gently and sings soft, mournful melodies. And as you enter, the dragon lifts his head. Noticing you, he scrambles to his feet, eager and excited. He lifts his head and extends his wings, preening and posing. And he calls out, "Welcome to the Chamber of Beauty, my friends. I am called Narcissus. We have much to discuss. But first, why is he here?"
Meaning Pelagon?
Yeah, as he points his long dragon finger at Pelican.
He led us here.
I don't like it. I said no paintings. I'm not pretty right now. You can't paint me. Pelicans. But they said I could.
Arcadia said we made an agreement for him to lead us to you, that he would be able to paint you.
But I'm not pretty right now. No, as he you see him stop his feet a little bit like a toddler.
Maybe he could paint 2 pictures, a before and an after.
And he roll persuasion.
Nice idea.
Persuasion?
Yes.
I'm not good at that, but I will try. Lucky.
Oh no!
And he said, "No. He goes, or you go." And he and then he's like, "Or you all go," and sits down on his haunches.
Grab it or grab. Task move a step forward. But clearly you are a very stunning bronze dragon. How can you not want to have your visage immortalized?
Because I'm ugly right now, and I'm fat.
No! That
Yes.
is just your insecurities talking. You are stunning.
I'm fat. Look, can't you see this?
No.
Can't you see this chin as he jiggles his chin?
Well, I'm sure that he'll be able to draw you or paint you in the best light. Perhaps remind you of your perfection.
And this belly, I'm hideous.
No, you're not hideous. You are only seeing the faults when there is so much beauty. Let him paint you, and perhaps you will remember it. Yeah.
Roll persuasion.
In the tower?
Open sign.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And he says, "No,
Amitrius will step up and he will say,
no."
Narcissus, focus up. We don't have time to worry about your appearance right now.
And
You
he
said you have plans for a new... I will take an action to... I'll draw my weapon and swing it. To pop it.
Okay. And he's like, you draw steel on me?
No, I just needed to end the spell, and I will sheath the steel, and I will say, listen, you brought us here for an important reason. You said that you wanted to be free of this place. Is that not more important than this minor issue about your appearance?
But I'm fat, and he's going to paint me as being fat. I said no.
So kill him if he paints you in flattering light.
Yes, that was the idea I was having.
He's like, I could use I haven't had a human in a while. Roll persuasion.
Plus, if he dies, his painting might be worth more.
I will use my inspiration.
And he says, "Fine, but once our meeting's over," he goes, "and if he paints me in a bad light, I get to eat him."
Sounds good to me. You'd have to be pretty stupid to paint a dragon in a bad light.
And I also want my human form painted also, but it can't happen right now.
Well, that's between you and him. I'm sure that you can convince him.
So, I've heard stories, and I don't know if they're actually true or not. Like, I hear tales of Amitrius the Warlord, and you must be Arcadia, even though you don't look like the Arcadia that I know, that I've heard of. You're even prettier. I didn't know you were blonde. And Nicodemus.
No, she took
And
Forgot to take
and Nicodemus and you must be Gravik. And where's, as he looks around the large tree trunk, he's like, where's Corbin?
He died. I am his replacement.
Corbin.
No, he's like resigned to being. He's resigned to not being Corbin.
So you are New Corbin. Okay, New Corbin, Gravik, and Nicodemus, Arcadia, and Amitrius.
I'm not Gravik.
But you cast spells, do you not?
That does not
If he
mean
was
that I
He
am.
would already be dead.
Well, what's your name?
My name is Tascalin.
Tascalin?
You can call me whatever you wish.
Testicles, okay. You are now Testicles. What can I do for you? Actually, well, no, I told you to come here. So, well, I've spent the last couple years communing with my mom, and I've discovered the secret to becoming a god. I'll happily...
Mom?
Yes.
Palmitria?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
But she's dead,
Is she, though?
as far as I'm aware.
Well, you're not the smartest centaur, are you?
He might
Be
be.
surprised.
So, anyways, I've discovered the secret to becoming a god, and I will happily help you become gods too, if only you assist me.
Assist you by freeing you?
Well, I don't... You see, I kind of don't really care about that right now, because, well, could you blame me? Like, look around, it's like a great place, but, there are, there's three powerful items that is needed to perform the ritual to become a god.
And what items are these?
Well, the first one is called the... God, I can't even pronounce that word. I'll type it out.
Yeah, put in the chat, please.
Yeah,
Probably won't be able to
Oh,
pronounce his-
Caduceus.
Caduceus. Thank you. The Caduceus, the Ambrosia, and the Promethean Fire.
Let's see. Where would we obtain these items?
Well, the Caduceus is buried in the tomb of Carpathos, who is the first king of Eurasia. The Ambrosia is in possession of a dangerous Minotaur warlord. And the Promethean Fire is somewhere at the bottom of the Cerulean Gulf, within what is now called the City of the Sirens, or the Sunken Kingdom.
I see, and with these items we can become gods, but there's a question, why would we want to become gods? What's in it for us?
Why wouldn't you? I mean, there is a power struggle. Even though it's Even though I hear tales of everyone's being nice and calm for now, but that can only last for so long. Plus, I don't know, maybe you want something and you want it like, if you're like me, you're impatient, you want it right now. Or maybe you lost somebody, you want to bring them back.
I'll look over to the party, see if what
This
they
would
think
allow
about
us
this.
to bring people back.
Yeah, it could give you that power.
Even
Nice
if
to
they
space
would burn
quickly.
to ashes. I'll look over at Demetrius a little nervously.
I don't see why not. As a god, you could even possibly reshape this world in how you want it to be. What's up? Fantasy Grounds Academy. Yes, Niceness does pay very
It
quickly.
would help against Gravik as well.
Arcadia would say that's what I was thinking.
Is Gravik not your friend anymore? What happened?
He has betrayed us. He is now our greatest enemy.
Oh, pish posh. I mean, of course, you could always use his powers to fight him too.
Has he tried to get these powers? Did you talk to him?
No.
Do I believe him?
Insight check.
If you want to roll insight in the tower, please. Let's see here. Corbin and Arcadia. Arcadia, you believe him. Tasklin and Corbin, you do not.
Are you sure about that?
Well, yeah, he has been here. But I like you better.
How long ago was that?
What time is it?
Sometime past noon, I suppose.
Man, my internal clock must be up. I thought it was after dark now. Well,
technically that is afternoon.
And he says, "Oh, we have a smartass on our hands."
Narcissus, did you tell him everything that you told us?
Well, I might have left out, where to actually find them. I like Hughes better than him. He's he came in. He had like blood and guts all over him, and he kind of got some on my floor, and I didn't really appreciate that much.
You need to be careful around Gravik. He would have killed you without hesitation.
Well, I mean, he is the Lord of Death, so yeah. And actually, there's another one. You could also conquer death.
What do you mean?
Well, we beat him, and he controls death. Well, you might be able to conquer it yourself.
Arcadia gives a heavy sigh. Did you use that?
Well, I'm only interested in killing him and possibly reviving my brother, if that's possible.
And also, you could be like me and become very pretty.
I'm satisfied with my appearance.
But I don't know if anyone's told you this. You have a bald spot.
Don't be ridiculous.
That's true. I would not lie to you ever. It's right there.
I will not be taunted by you, Narcissus. It seems that our business here is concluded. I thank you for the information.
You're welcome,
Narcissus,
Baldy.
how long have you known about this method of godhood?
Well, I've learned of the final one was just a month ago.
And you've never Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
As my mother, she's very. Apparently, she's very lonely, and she wanted to have a communion with her son, and you know how mothers are.
Yes.
Nag,
mothers are.
Nag.
Yes. But, why have you not gone out to acquire this godhood instead of just passing the information along to others?
Well, me, I'm just a drag. I'm just a lonely dragon. I can't do everything by myself. Plus, some of those places, well, they're underground and under the water, and dragon swimming.
Yes, I suppose so. Okay. Then you do not want anything in return for passing this information on to us.
And he mumbled this under his breath as he's saying dragon swimming, and then he says that interconic under his breath.
Oh, meaning dangers that are out there?
Yeah.
All right.
I see. Thank you.
I'm sorry, did you say that Balmitra wanted communion with her son? Is that what you said?
Well, yes.
Have you told anybody else about this besides Gravik?
No, because my brothers and sisters won't come and visit me anymore. They wrote me off like I was too vain. How is my dear, lovely brother and sisters?
Vala seems to be doing okay.
Yeah,
Pythor has retired.
Fatty.
Half of them are dead.
What?
Deskin.
Dead?
You've been
Yes, I'm
hiding down
afraid.
here for too long.
Sure.
That Sidon killed Kyra and Volcon in battle.
And I'm not going to do this, but he lets out a screech and lets out a roar. Not Kiki. And then he
Like an unhappy roar, right?
Yes,
Not a happy roar.
like an unhappy roar, and he says not Kiki and starts sobbing. See,
If this divine power of yours is real, we can bring them back, maybe.
Exactly.
Now you've done it. Caspian.
You must.
But you are happy here. You are satisfied. 500 years is a long time for a punishment.
Yeah, but
it's been enough.
Yeah, but I mean, see how I get waited on hand and wing? It's nothing's wrong with being down here right now. But after I become a god again, yeah, I'll want to leave. But right now, I'm fine.
Right. And I hope that you don't have any plans for revenge or something like that. Should you become a god?
Revenge against who?
The people that imprisoned you here?
Oh, you mean Queen Helen the bitch? No, I would never.
Right.
No, we mean
suppose it's-
your siblings, like Pythor and Valis.
I would never harm them. Fatties. Winch.
I check.
You actually believe him. He's like, so now, would you please go and do this for me? And for yourselves, of course.
Of course.
Can he tell us exactly where these places are?
And he says, of course, the Caduceus is buried in the tomb of Carpathos, which is, a couple hours south. From what I overheard, it's guarded by a bunch of monks. The Ambrosia is in the possession of a very dangerous Minotaur warlord, and I heard he is made base about 2 days north from here, And the Promethean fire is in the Sunken Kingdom, which is, well, somewhere in the Cerulean Gulf.
Oh, 2 close and 1 far away.
Well, let's get the closest one first.
Yep.
All right. It was good to see you. The final of the 6 gods, Narcissus. Until we meet again.
Yes. Once you have all 3, come back, and don't come back before then, please. You kind of smell.
Corbin raises his arm.
Gravik will look at himself and realize that he's still kind of coated in blood. And he'll cast Prestidigitation to clean himself off. He'll just like leave the filth and mud on the floor and then just start to walk out.
Corbin looks over at him and still got a little bit of mud on himself, so he's like, boy, a little help?
He'll look over at Corbin and just nod his head, and the filth will just fall off him.
Corbin seems pleased. I would go to Narcissus before we leave and say, I'll whisper to her and say, would you please give Gravik something if he should return?
Possibly.
I will say, I will hide my hands and I will show her the finger.
And he says, sure. What's in it for me?
Well, I thought we were friends.
Yes, but if, Gravik happens to return here before you with all 3, well, then I can't just give him the finger.
If he gets here with all 3 before I return, then I will already be dead.
So he wants me to give him the finger from the afterlife for you. Got it!
Yes. Even more so if that's the case.
Very well. But
tell him it is from old Corbin.
Yes, I don't think he would even know who you are, so makes sense.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
He may not.
And he says, and you may leave and take the pretty boy with you before I eat him for a snack.
Yes. I will rush Tasklin out.
And
Tasklin was already on his way out.
Yeah, he was talking about the Pelagon as he's still painting. And Pelagon's like, not yet. I'm almost done. And so as you leave, Pelagon's leading the way back, and he stops and looks at Arcadia and says, honey?
No, she changes back into the robes.
And he looks at Demetrius, and as much as I like watching you leave, I don't think clip-clopping through the city would be the best idea.
And how dark is it outside?
It is nighttime.
I can ask Astrea to pick me up, unless Tasklin has more magic in him.
But it is also like it's like a city, so there's still like torchlights and stuff like that.
Tasklin, how long did it take us to get through the city and to there?
Maybe 45 minutes.
Okay, he'll just cast a normal. He'll burn 1 font of magic to up invisibility to 2 hours as he casts it on him again.
All right. And so he leads you back towards the path where you would split up back up into the temple, and he keeps going forward and says, well, I can't really get you back out of the city through the gates again, so you must go this way, which will dump you by the the waist area.
No, I'm just going to walk out. I'm invisible anyway.
Yet he says, well, it's your funeral. But okay.
For the moment, you.
What?
Well, my friend, I can't lead you back to the gates. And the gates will be closed. How would you open the gate? Especially
That's
if
a problem, I suppose.
especially if an
Arcadius-
action gets rid of invisibility.
Arcadius said, let's just stick together. I'll ask Tascalin to cast Prestidigitation.
I suppose if the gates are closed.
I want to look at the picture, see how good it is.
It actually looks very damn good. It's about halfway done. It's like very well painted.
Alas, it looks like he might live.
And he says, well, and next time you come here, and he pulls out a stone and hands it to Demetrius. Next time you're ready to get snuck back into the city, you know how to get a hold of me. And maybe your painting will be done too. And, also if you ever want to, chit-chat back and forth, he can use it.
Don't worry, I know how to use those. I'll teach him.
I'll say thank you for your assistance, and I'll come pick up that portrait as soon as I am able. And if it's good, I'll introduce you to Queen Valis.
Oh, it'll be one of the most beautiful paintings ever, because I have such a lovely muse to work off of.
Right. And then Amitrius begins leaving towards that waste exit.
Perfect. All right. So you're able to get out of the city. Maybe, I guess, back up. What? I guess we can, if you're looking at the map, we can be kind of over here where the water, where it enters the water.
I guess we go for the one to the north then.
Well, north is 2 days, south is 2 hours.
A few hours.
2 hours?
It says a few hours.
So south
A few
is
hours.
closest. Alright. I guess south then.
South, right. That is the Tomb of Carpathos.
Arcadia will remind that at least 7 years ago, that Ambrosia, because he did say vampire, and she doesn't know if Tascalin understood that, but she would mention that's what the dragon said, and the vampires were northeast, so she wonders if there are still remnants of them with the minotaurs, and she also remembers that the rogue monks that Darius was a part of that seemed to worship Orcus were to the south, and that was this tomb that says it's guarded by monks, so she's not sure if it's the rogue monks we've run into before.
I guess we'll have to see when we run into it.
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, we're going for the 2 hour south thing.
Okay.
Caduceus.
I'm going to type these in chat for Arcadia. Perfect. All right, we head south. And with that, because I wasn't sure which ones you were going to go first. First, let's take a 10-minute break because I can pee and get this next part set up.
Alrighty.
Our stream, we'll be back in about 10 minutes as we get this next part set up. And if you go, please come back and we'll start. We'll do 2. And we'll see you shortly.
Hooray, I have enough points to kaboom Renly again.
I can't believe that happened. That was awesome. I wish I could have. I mean, I did go back and watch the stream.
Like, hey, would you kaboom Renly? Sure. Boom.
I guess I should turn my mic on, but I swear, like, no matter the character that Scott plays, everyone always shits on him.
He can't escape.
All right, so as we head down towards this place, the dense trees eventually give way to grassy hills. A humid fog hangs over these gently rolling hills, and crows call in the distance. There are 3 distinct hills, one larger than the others, and as you are kind of getting closer, you can see a stone pathway can be seen which leads down into this ancient barrow. A dozen warrior monks stand vigil, their crimson cloaks standing in stark contrast to the dull stone around them.
Do these look familiar, like they're the ones we've met before, the rogue ones?
Did you ever meet them?
Well, there were the rogue monks that were on the ship. They in Mitros. We fought them. They're the ones that.
Well, you can roll some kind of thing to remember. I mean, it's been 7 years, so it could be.
Okay. What, history?
Yeah.
It's the one that we found the Orcus tattoo on.
Mm-hmm. Corbin, you think you've seen one of these boys before?
I remember these bastards. They surrounded me on the ship, stunned the crap out of me.
Mm-hmm. But eventually you do see about 6 of them walking away from the tomb, or from the not the tomb, but the barrow.
Leaving what? 6 more?
No, there's only 6 there now.
Oh. Yeah, so there was 12, now there's 6.
Correct.
The odds are getting better.
Yeah, Arcadia would.
Do we need to?
Does she
Do we need to rest and try to attack them during the day? It's nighttime, right?
Yes.
I think we have surprise under cover of night. Can Arcadia see where they went?
They headed south.
I think we should ambush them and see what they know, interrogate them, see what we're up against. Definitely during the night. And if we can't find them, I can send Astrea to lure the monks at the temple after her, and then we can ambush them and surround them.
Okay, so we're going for the ones that are heading south. Yes.
Yes.
That's what Arcadia was thinking.
You hear one monk say to another monk.
Sus.
I don't know that language.
All right, I say we follow the 6 monks and then interrogate them, see who's in charge, who this person is that they're talking about. Amitrus will translate for them. He will say, the monk just said, this is too creepy even for us. Why does he insist we stay here?
They're probably talking about Gravik. Are we going to attack them?
No, yeah, we have to ambush them. So let's follow and see where they go. Maybe they're heading towards to go to sleep for the night. Maybe that was just like a changing of the guard.
All right, but if they are going too far, like an hour or something, then maybe we can just go back and enjoy the fact that there's 6 less monks for us to fight.
Yeah,
at,
I would agree.
All right, so we follow them for like an hour max.
So as you're following them, I'm assuming keeping into the trees, sneaky. You see that they go about, I don't know, maybe 300 feet. And as they're going, you see that there is a massive tent, and you see about 50 more of these monks as they appear to be in various states of eating, sleeping, studying.
Is the temple where the other monks are, is it visible from this encampment?
No.
Okay, then Amitrus would suggest that they go and defeat the other monks and make sure that none of them escape to alert these.
That's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
They're
agreed.
slippery. Remember that guy that was with us for a couple of days? He was very fast.
Well, Arcadia can shoot very far. So I guess we have to focus on the ones trying to escape. Maybe we can grapple them, and prevent them from escaping.
Yeah, we might be able to.
Surely Nico has some druid magic.
I could break their mind one at a time.
And so I guess we go back to the temple and prepare our attack.
Yep.
I would definitely activate my wings.
All right. Give me a second. Bam, 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 bam. And you said Estrella's with you too, right?
Yeah.
Bam, bam. Okay.
And the encampment is to the south of that, correct?
Correct.
Australia would be 60 foot up in the air.
All right. So you hear these guys are still just chit-chatting back and forth, maybe talking about a lass back home, talking about what they're going to do once they get off this detail, and how this place is still kind of giving them the creeps, and they don't know why they have to sit here and guard it at night.
They sound like military. She wonders, if they could easily be. They don't seem to have any loyalty, really, to this. So maybe that's an in on them.
Everyone will look over at Demetrius and say, do you just want to charge them?
Well, maybe talking is an option. If we think we can convince them, I doubt it. But perhaps we could try to
There's so many of them in the other
them.
place. I think we should just knock them out.
All right. I will try to be non-lethal then.
Is that the consensus?
Sure.
Yep.
Right.
Tasklin along with the plan.
Do you have any spells that can help us before we charge in, Tasklin?
I don't really do support.
I could cast Hold Person on all of them.
That might.
That's a good idea.
It'll take a 7th level spell, but I could do it.
So maybe you cast that and then we charge?
Yeah. All right.
All right. So Nico's gonna get in range. It's 60 feet. Oh, yeah, they're all in range. Where's Nico? There he goes. 9, 24, 21, 6, 20.
That's a fail.
Jesus.
Wow, all of them failed, I think. Nice.
They
Oh my
only
gosh,
have
all
a
of them
plus
failed.
2? Are we bullying them?
Wow. Nice job, Nico.
That means we all get crits on our melees.
Fucking Hold Person on every one of them.
Alright.
Trolling!
What the fuck? Yeah. Estrella's first.
Astrea is going to fly 40 feet over there. There. And she's going to fly 20 feet down. She hasn't really got... She was a bit too high up to hear that it was a non-lethal attack. So she's
no.
gonna fire breath to
gosh.
get this guy. Hold up.
So
no,
much for
it's only-
taking them alive.
I know that'll have to be next turn, sadly. She doesn't have the range, so she will take the dash action to get all the way down. And then she will rear her head back, and you see acid and a green glow between her jaws start to form.
Does she have frightful presence?
Well, they're paralyzed anyways.
Just
No,
curious.
she does not. No. She will get that if she ages up. So yeah. She
Alright.
dashes.
Tasklin.
He'll step forward 10, so that's 20 movement to get to there. Let me double check something.
She'll say we want to question them.
Oh, they're paralyzed. They can't talk.
Oh, oops. Okay, well then.
So you just so you just need one then?
Yeah.
Try to take them
If that's what
alive.
if that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Are
No,
these
not
monks
that.
human?
Yes.
Well, I feel very badly for them.
Now he
So-
feels badly. I bet he's gonna run in and he's gonna smack him with his axe.
Oh man.
So Gravik will step forward and throw a bolt of
Gravik,
chain
he's
lightning
here.
at the. Oh, sorry.
Gravik's here.
Tascalin will step forward and cast chain lightning.
Jesus
they all fail
Christ,
automatically.
autofail. Oh my god.
And
Make a big boom.
and
Yeah,
all
insta kill him.
and all of you have seen this ability be used before by your lovely friend Gravik.
Yeah. Maybe it was.
Sus.
It's a sus
So
tip of the
that's-
tongue.
That's his attack first, and then he'll step aside for everyone else to go by. And that'll be his turn.
As he steps directly in front of me.
Save on number 24, please, Nico.
24. Hold on a minute. Let me get rid of. All right, there we go. And I gotta find it. There it is.
Nice. Corbin,
Alright.
the artist formerly known as Corbin.
Yes. Corbin's gonna fly all the way to the middle of them. He's going to touch a special rune on his belt and grow large.
Yeah, he felt badly for him. There he goes, raging.
I'm not raging, I'm growing large with my rune.
He's gonna wipe him off the map. Remember that you crit if you hit them with a melee. I think it auto does it anyway.
And then he reaches to his back and he pulls out something you guys have only seen the head of so far, but it is a huge, ginormous axe. It must weigh 300 pounds at least. And he struggles to control it even in his large form. And he says, "You shall not stun me today." And he swings and he will first target the warrior monk. Number 21. And he will swing recklessly. And I will use my new ability, Great Weapon Master. So... And they're human. And I will attempt not to kill them if that's even possible with this, but I will try.
Hey, just say non-lethal, I guess.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a lot of damage.
If he hits. He hit. Alright.
You
Oops.
crushed it. Jesus.
Jesus.
And he will turn around and hit warrior monk number 20.
And you see after that first one, they all have little puddles forming beneath them.
Is it possible for him to have done that non-lethally with that kind
Yeah.
of thing?
I don't
He
know,
said
without much
so.
damage, it might not be
with
possible.
that, it exceeded their hit points by 114.
But can't he say that and
Instant
just like
death.
control how hard?
Plus, I don't know. The other thing too is Gert's axe hates humans, so it might not even allow me to do it. It does extra damage versus humans. quite a bit extra damage versus him, actually.
Instant death. That's funny as hell.
Oh no. Corbin doesn't know his own strength.
Well, he does now.
Oh my god.
Splat. And he gets new Corbin gets a third attack now because he's higher level. So
Oh god. There's like
his last
mush.
attack will go against Warrior Monk 24. Oh no. He's still trying to not kill him if he can. Nope. Jesus. Corbin looks around a little horrified at what he's done. You know what? What the hell? I'm gonna action surge. And I will attack Warrior Monk number 9. Oh Jesus, it's a crit.
Oh,
It's a critical on top of a critical.
Did less damage than my regular attack. And we'll attack Warrior Monk 26.
Oh, you get an extra attack each time you kill someone.
No, action surge.
Oh man.
6 attacks. Holy. Oh man.
You should just punch the last one. We can revive one. Well, maybe not instant.
Well, there's still one left. I haven't killed them all yet.
Well, we certainly have the intimidation factor over poor Monk 13.
Corbin, stop!
Corbin, instead of taking his last attack, will just walk over here and try to intimidate the last one into surrendering.
you just flex in front of him.
Oh.
He's
Yeah,
kind
like
of
the
covered.
Incredible
He's
Hulk.
covered in blood from. He destroyed those monks like he destroyed the statues in the arena.
That's right.
And in Corbin's brain, they all look like Gravik.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I kind of feel like Arcadia watching Bahamut 7 years ago.
All right, let's see what Nico can do after all that.
Well, Nico's just gonna, I guess. Gonna thorn whip him.
we
That
didn't
can't
have
be
much-
non-lethal,
And then he,
dude.
then he
That is a
drags the
spell.
corpse. Then he drags the corpse next to him. Hear him? Ah!
And that cannot be non-lethal. So,
Yeah.
all right,
They're all dead.
you're out of combat.
And Amitri
anyway.
stands there with his jaws open. He's never seen something like this, and he looks at Arcadia and says, "Remind me not to piss him off anymore."
She nods and says, "No shit." But she will run up to the one that Nico got because he doesn't look like he's a puddle of mush. And she would have Nick stabilize him for free. Well, he's not gonna. Well, he's dead, but he's not gonna do any more death saves. because we can revive him.
Okay.
Corbin's panting. Graphic! Did I get him? Did I get him?
Damn it, Corbin. We needed them alive. You pulverized them. Look at this. They couldn't even fight back.
She looks at Demetrius and she says, "Can you heal him for just slightly, just to bring him back conscious?" Meaning one hit point of lay on hand.
Demetrius will extend a single finger and you will put it to this guy's forehead and put 1 HP into him.
Corbin will stand by with the axe just in case he's needed.
All right.
Yeah.
All his friends are literally cleaved in two.
You know, Corbin, there's 50 more of them over there in case you're feeling bored.
So the guy comes to,
Yeah.
and Arcadia just looks at him and she says, "If you don't want to end up like your comrades, you need to tell us everything you know. Who are you? Why are you here? Who has made you stay here?"
Do you serve Graphic?
He does not respond.
Open his mouth, see if he has a tongue.
Yeah, does he look like he can't talk, or does he look like he won't talk?
Like he refuses to talk.
I have a pair of pliers with me.
I shall try to intimidate him into talking. Talk!
I have proficiency in that, so I will give him assistance. Well, actually, maybe it's better that you help me, Corbin.
I have +6. How much do you have?
Plus 11.
Oh, I guess so. I'll help you.
And I will loom over him together with Corbin, and I'll ask Corbin to lower his axe down to this guy's head with the guts of friends hanging on there, and says, "Do you want to see your wife and kids tonight? You better tell us what we want to know."
Actually, lower the axe a little lower.
He spits blood in your face and says that.
Okay. I give you my word that we will leave you. We will spare you if you tell us what we want to know.
And again, this will be in Sylvan, so I'm not going to type it out. But he says, "I know who you are, Warlord."
I will say, then on my name as Warlord Demetrius, I swear that we will spare you if you tell us what we want to know.
And how do you expect me to sell this to anyone else?
We will leave you here unconscious, and you will be badly beaten, and they will think that you survived by a hair's breadth. And you will tell them that you never saw us coming.
And what do I tell them who knocked me out? What do I tell them? Warlord.
You tell them exactly what happened. That Nico did a thorn whip because we didn't have to revive you.
I'll say, if you don't want to be known as a traitor, you better tell that they came out of nowhere and you didn't even get a chance to move before you woke up with barely any health left.
And he looks at Arcadia and "I expected better from you." And spits at you.
Yes, well, things got a little out of hand, and then Demetrius looks at Corbin with a chastising look.
Haskell's just gonna stand off to the side, like, "You think if we just leave you here alive, they're not gonna believe you're traitor anyways?"
Exactly. So do what you came here to do.
Arcadia looks at Tasklin and puts her arm out and she says, "You need to learn to keep your tongue."
Maybe.
Because she remembers how she talked to him.
Maybe we would just hide your body so that they think you were the traitor and that the rest of your friends died and you ran away.
Oh, then they'll execute his family.
Do your worst, destroyer.
Damn it, Tasklin. We almost had him.
We We can give you gold so you can start a new life somewhere. So whatever the case, you seem to be screwed, doesn't it? We can give you another option, an out.
I need no gold. Do your
No.
worst.
Chuck would surely not approve of your actions.
All right. I guess there's
Then,
no other choice.
Then
I'll have to
Arcadia
cast-
says,
I'll have to cast the Zone of Truth.
"Oh, you see, Arcadia's about to draw her compass, and she starts to say then, and then you say that, and she stops." But I thought that doesn't force them. That doesn't force them. I thought that they cannot say anything if they don't want to, right?
Let's see. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they just can't lie,
Avoid.
but doesn't make
They,
them talk.
they have to ask, but they are like, they can be invasive. So yeah, there's no point. You're right. I say no, never mind. That doesn't work on the unwilling.
So then Arcadia says, "Then you will have died a hero's death," and she draws her compass and kneels down and plunges it into his chest.
All right.
He just gets up and he sighs and says, "Damn it, this isn't how I wanted it to go."
And you haven't quite seen Arcadia be that cold-blooded before, so you kind of wonder. She's kind of nice, but then kind of not.
So, Suscadia.
We could have left him
Maybe.
unconscious. But all right, let's get in there and see what we can find.
She wipes off her blade and resheathes it.
Corbin puts his axe away and shrinks back down.
Feel like a hero yet, Task?
He wasn't going to talk, and he was just a liability at this point.
I'll go over to Task. Okay, can you give me that prestidigitation? I seem to have gotten something on me. He's drenched in blood.
Why, isn't that your kind of our MO here? Kind of makes you look more intimidating. If you're going to go to the rest of those, it might suit you.
Yeah, but it's sticky. I don't like to be sticky.
He'll snap his fingers and the blood will just fall off him onto the ground.
You notice that Arcadia just walks up. She wipes the blood off of her blade, but you don't see her wipe it off of her face or her armor.
All right. So do we head down?
Yes.
As you're heading down, Demetrius, Astrea says, I don't know if I'm going to fit, but if you want me to, I can try.
I will
Maybe she
look
could
at the
guard the
hallway and
entrance.
how would she fit?
She would have to at least fit into the door. She would have to squeeze.
Okay, never mind. Then I'll say guard the entryway and warn us if others approach. See if you can maybe stop them. If not, don't take any unnecessary risk.
Can I eat the bodies?
And Amish will look at the rest of the party and he will wait for them to keep walking a little bit and then he will nod at.
And when you turn your back, you hear crunching. Okay. So... as you're heading down, you go down a smooth stone pathway, slopes gently downward, leading below ground level. Stone masonry supports this tunnel, which leads into the base of a large grassy hill. At the end of the pathway sits a large stone archway with intricate runes inscribed into the rock above. A triangular opening sits above the runes, and a dank, musty scent emanates from the other side. And I need a wisdom save from all of you.
Oh no. Corbin the
I'm
Wise.
I'm burning my inspiration on this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, the aura helps, doesn't it?
All All right. And you don't feel anything happen. Do we head in?
And Demetrius will light up a torch.
Does the rune mean anything to Arcadia? It's just
They do not.
that's above the doorway.
They do not.
Okay.
And he will say, doesn't this just feel like old times? Remember that tomb beneath the death falls with the graves?
And Demetrius, as you cross under the threshold,
Oh no. The Ultros?
oh, I just had to put the spell on something.
So, what happens to me?
So as you pass through there, you get the sense that you are not welcome here.
Okay, well, Demetrius is going to be stubborn.
Okay.
He is still Demetrius.
Truth.
He's going to push forwards. And he will turn around and then he will hold up his hand and he will say, hold up. There appears to be some kind of magic right over there that may harm you. And I think the others will be fine, but I do not know how strong you are, Tescalin. It may kill you.
Pascalin will look around and he will cast detect magic to see if he can locate where it is.
All right.
Does he detect anything?
It is an abjuration. It is abjuration magic.
Can he tell what level it is?
No.
Oh, okay, he'll then try and cast dispel magic on it.
Nothing happens. That's a 3rd level spell?
I think I get a roll in that case.
Roll your thing if you're casting it at 3rd level.
Yeah, it's a 3rd level spell anyways. So if it's a 3rd level spell, and it should just fizzle out.
No, I'm saying like you're using it as.
Oh yeah, I'm using it. Oh, okay, sorry, my mistake. Let me just see here. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level on a successful check.
DC 16.
Yeah, roll a. You don't know what DC this is. Roll a. What is it? Ability check. Your spellcasting ability in the tower, please. Whatever your spellcasting ability is.
So it's just a check. Okay.
All right. And you feel it fizzle out.
Okay. He's like, should be safe now.
As Corbin passes the threshold, nothing happens. And you see 2 closed doors ahead of you.
Good job, Tasklin. You're more useful than Gravik ever was. And I spit as I say Gravik.
And Demetrius, as you get closer to these doors, you see above the door frames themselves, you see more runes.
Oh yeah, and detect magic should last for 10 minutes since it's a concentration. I think dispel. Yeah, it was just instantaneous. So I'll have that up for 10 minutes. You decide whenever that wears off.
All right. You see abjuration coming from there, and also from that one.
Okay. He'll cast again. He'll cast dispel magic.
All right. Your spell casting ability in the tower, please. On which one?
He'll cast it on the one that's closest to Demetrius for now, since That seems to be the one we're going through.
Okay.
Creepy pipe organ music.
And nothing happens.
Oh. He'll upcast it to level 4.
Alright, and your spell casting ability again. Nothing happens.
I'm gonna look around on the wall. Is there like any magic symbols or anything?
Other than the runes that are above the door frames, nothing.
The rings? There's like rings?
Runes.
Runes.
Above the door frames.
Pick out my sword and try and mess up the runes.
So you're gonna hit them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a step back.
Alright, so when you hit them,
Yeah,
That-
Arcadia's gonna step back too.
that courses through your body.
Ouch. Did I damage the rune?
You did not.
Oh.
Tascalin will cast at 6, actually no, not 6, at 5th level this time, just to see if he can dispel this, see how strong this magic actually is.
And your spellcasting ability again, please.
Oh, okay, one second, let me just take that, so it's higher than 5th level.
You guys are level 17. Yes.
Yeah.
After Tascalin has cast his spell again, does something happen?
It goes away. That one goes away.
This is pretty potent stuff they have guarding this place.
I was about to tell you that situations such as these cannot just be solved by throwing power at it, but I guess I was wrong. Usually there's some kind of puzzle or riddle in place in situations like these. Something like bring a certain item. We've encountered things like this before.
Well, there's no items in this room, so
Corbin,
Is there
after
like
you,
writing on the wall maybe?
Corbin pats Tascalin on the head. Thank you, my friend. You have defeated my worst enemy.
magic.
I'm going to
Questions?
investigate this room.
Okay.
I'll walk into the other room now.
So in this room, the walls or the ceilings are about 8 feet high. As you're walking around, you said you're carrying a torch, correct?
Yeah.
You see that there are shadows on the walls, and they appear to be following either you or the torchlight.
I will move from side to side and see how the shadows react.
They follow you. They are humanoid.
Like they are reaching out towards me.
No, they're on the walls, but they're following along the walls.
Okay. Do they move in any other way? Like, are they animated on their own, or are they just? Is it a trick of the light?
Say you're like here, right? For instance, they follow, like they kind of congregate, and like if you move over here, some congregate like over here, others congregate over there.
I will walk over to where the shadows congregate. Do they then disperse when I get close with the light?
They all congregate.
Okay. Well, I have no idea what that means. But I have the feeling that perhaps we are being watched. I will see what Corbin's up to, see if he's getting hurt.
Do you tell that
I will
to
go-
anybody?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can see for yourself, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Corbin
You-
would walk over and he would try to make a shadow duck on the wall.
Give us a performance. Yeah, it's a good shadow duck.
Did the shadows react to it?
No.
Arcadia would, with her own shadow on the wall, see if she can interact with the shadows. Like she extends a hand of the shadows, not a shadow, her shadow hand.
Her shadow, yeah. When she extends her shadow hand, the other shadows engulf it.
Interesting. And she doesn't feel anything physically.
She does not.
She asks Demetrius, do you think they're undead or fiends? Can you tell?
I'm not sure. Actually, sure. I will use divine sense.
What's the range on that?
60 feet. Any celestial fiend or undead?
You get the sense of undead in that room, but anywhere else you do not.
I will tell the party that I sense the vile taint of the creatures of darkness from that over there behind that door.
But not over here.
No.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing else in this room, then Arcadia's going to see what's in this other room.
Okay.
I'm going to reach out my hand towards my own shadow.
And your shadows, the shadows engulf it.
I will try to step into the shadow if that's possible.
Nothing happens as you run into the wall.
Okay. All right, then I will follow the rest of the party.
All right, so in this room, this dim chamber has dark splatters on the wall and carries a musty odor. A sarcophagus sits open in the middle with a broken stone slab at its side. There's nothing inside except for rocks and debris. Scattered about the sarcophagus are the shattered remnants of several six-armed skeletons. And you also see another door over there, doorway over there, and another runes above the doorframe.
Daigons.
I'm gonna go.
Well, I sense
I'm gonna go to
no-
each of the skeletons, and I'm going to remove the heads.
Okay.
I sense no undead in this chamber.
And I'll also check the skeletons out while I'm there.
Do we find anything else of interest, like a certain type of loot or writing on the wall, or?
You do not.
Okay, so Arcadia would.
I will put the heads in my bag.
Okay.
And, I will say, hold on a moment. My senses for the undead, they reach only so far, and I have the energy to do it a few more times in case we want to sense what's in the next room.
And you notice these shadows there are more shadows, and they are all congregating around this room now.
I'll do another divine sense.
And you get the sense of evil, or fiend, or undead, I'm sorry, coming from that room as well.
All right, everyone, behind this door, the dead, the living dead, are waiting for us. Be ready for a trap. I will ready my weapons and slowly open the door. If
Give
I
me a
can.
It's got
Yeah.
the runes.
Oh yeah, okay. I won't do that. Thank you, Corbin.
Pascaline. Do you still
I'm not
sneak
going to be able
magic?
to do this. I'm not going to be able to do this much more.
That's okay. I have dispel magic prepared if you need be.
You want to take up this one then, Nico?
Certainly. Let me get in front of it. Move up.
What level did you cast it last time, Tess?
Yeah.
I cast it at 5th level and it still wasn't enough to just disperse it.
Well, I used up my 7th level. Let's try 6. So Nico's gonna cast Dispel Magic at level 6.
And the magic fades away.
Ah.
Nice.
Poof.
See, boy, that's how a man does it.
Yes, I can see. You definitely have more experience than me.
And then Amitrius, with his weapons drawn, will take the dodge action and then open the door if I can.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, okay. Can I use athletics?
Sure. the door slides open or you push the door open, and it's a big ass stone slab, and it lands in the right here with a big clang that echoes throughout this whole cavern.
Uh-oh. So much for sneak attack.
I guess I'm just too damn strong.
And as you walk in, give me a second here. So 4 sarcophagi align the edges of this circular room. 8 pale, shriveled bodies sit atop them, pinned down by heavy millstones. Their eyes glint, and they hiss softly in the darkness. Along the far wall, there are 2 passageways that lead deeper into the tombs.
But they're all pinned down? You said they're all pinned down by millstones?
1 second. Yes, they are pinned down by heavy millstones.
Okay, so they can't move towards us, it looks like.
In Demetrius, you see that these doorways over here also have runes above them.
Okay. Amisha says, perhaps we should free these creatures from their suffering.
Yes, they look like they're suffering.
Wait, do they...
I don't have any garlic on me.
Wait, are they vampires? Do they look like vampires? Oh, you mean free them from their suffering by killing them?
Yeah. Of course.
I trust God, I'm still...
I mean, how easy is it to chop off their head if they can't move?
They might be able to attack you if you get too close to them.
8 sit they sit pinned down by heavy millstones.
Do you have a ranged weapon?
Okay.
Well, Arcadia does.
Okay.
You can start shooting them.
There's more going on. A bronze hammer lies atop of the rubble nearby.
Wait, that was no. Ignore that one.
Oh, sorry.
I meant to do
Okay,
this.
I already thought like there's a lot going on.
There, that was the other room. Yes, I'm working on it. That was the other room.
Cool, thank you.
Well, perhaps we can tend to them when we return. We might
Well,
need
maybe-
to conserve our resources.
It's true, but maybe we should... I don't know, maybe should we shoot them now so they don't... If they get freed somehow, they don't come up behind us?
Let's start with one. Can you shoot one in the
Does
head?
anyone speak vampire? I will try to speak to one.
I wouldn't get close if I was you.
Well, I'm not going to get close. I'm just going to talk to him.
Ooh.
What are you doing here, creatures?
No response.
That must be feral.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and... I'll shoot this vampire spawn 14 and see what happens.
Okay.
Hopefully this doesn't do anything terrible. She has her crossbow in hand.
Suddenly the room begins shaking and the ceiling begins collapsing. Yes.
It hits.
Uh-oh.
Well, you know. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Alright, top of the round, Nicodemus. As all these vampires start stirring and you hear clink, 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 clink from all the stones dropping.
Damn it.
Well, could get 2 of them. And he'll try to cast Fairy Fire on 2 of them out in the corner. One success, 1 failure. Oh, did I get him on both?
One. You. Let's see who succeeded. 28 succeeded. Yeah, I'll take it off.
Okay, thank you.
As soon as I can find.
Usually it's supposed to deselect for me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay right where I'm at. Mark off that spell slot. That'll be Nico's turn.
Alright, this boy. Let's see. He is going to kind of zoom over towards this way. 5, 10. Kind of zooms. And he's going to take a bite, or attempt to take a bite out of Arcadia.
I will sentinel him.
That's fine. And misses her, as he will go now and claw.
I would use Runic Shield to give him disadvantage.
Okay, let's do it again.
Sorry, I was saying that, but I was muted.
And misses that one. All right.
Nice.
And then, so I was going to do Corbin.
Corbin will sigh, and he will grow large again.
Oh God, no.
And I shall pull out the great axe and attack this.
Don't splatter him in front of me, man. This armor is freshly polished. Go get another one.
This is not a human, correct?
No. What's the advantage from? What's the advantage
Reckless.
from?
Reckless
Okay.
attack.
Thank you.
Wow. Took a lot of
That's
damage.
a
I'm
low
still
crit.
standing.
You take it down.
Look at that.
Rah!
Well, now that the vampire's down, she sees the vampire that's glowing. Although she does have she still has the arrow sticking out of Vampire 14, but she's gonna turn around and see the one that's glowing, and she's gonna attack that guy. But in her bonus action, she is going to cast Hunter's Mark. Haha, let's see, I'm just gonna put that on. Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm just gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Sorry, so she's gonna attack this guy with advantage, which should automatically happen. She's gonna add sneak attack because she has advantage. I just need to find it really fast. I just think the character sheet got changed a little bit. And where did I put think my code erased. Sorry. I think with this update, I coded a Hunter's Mark, and oh, never mind. There it is. Okay, so here she goes. She's gonna hit with that one. And she's gonna hit again. Okay, I'm not getting advantage because it's on Fairy Fire, but I'll just leave that alone.
Well, you weren't shooting the fairy fired one. So.
Oh, I'm not? I meant to be. Whatever. She's just gonna... Okay, she's continuing to... then I shouldn't have had advantage that first time. Oh, right. That's right. Okay, so I'm past my turn. Nyx is going to... Is she flying around? She's going to start attacking that... the vampire spawn, 14 as well.
Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, partially resisted. Okay, and she passes her turn.
And we're going to zoom. Because Nyx is flying. I'm just going to put her, like, fucking over here. Out of the way, whatever. Attempt to bite Arcadia again. Missing, and then claw.
Well, that definitely hits.
And grappling you.
Ooh.
Is that one attacking Arcadia?
It is not. As it rakes its claws against your chest.
Ow.
Grappling you, and then it's going to go for a bite. Sinking its fangs. Let's see. Let's see here. So your HP total. I'm going to start making a note of this as your HP total goes down by 9. So let's see. Max is 195. 195 HP. 4. She should be there. This should be. Yep. Alright. And it regains. Right. Okay. And this one. We'll try to bite Demetrius. Oh, first claw. First claw.
Wait, did I already use my... I already used my reaction on the first one, or was that the turn before?
That was the turn before.
So
And technically... Runic what?
Shield then. I'll use Runic Shield as a reaction to give them disadvantage against Demetrius.
No need.
No need.
Cloak of displacement.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter then. Never mind.
Right.
I would see he's blurry and not do it, I guess.
Nice.
Do you not have the cloak coating on?
Should be. Let's see. Oh, must There we go. All right.
So that was claw and bite. Right. This one will also attempt to bite and claw Demetrius. What's that for? Oh, because he hit you, so you hit it back.
Yeah.
It just automatically goes.
Yep.
Right. It takes sucks some of your blood. And let's see, make a note for Demetrius. 40 HP max.
Ooh, nice. Psych for their audacity.
Let's see, go down by 7, so 1, 3. Perfect. Number 14, well, Arcadia's right there, so it's going to go for Arcadia.
Oof, and it healed? Uh-oh. Let's regenerate. She's gonna... Can she put her bracers up with her being grappled?
High or low?
High.
No.
Ooh,
Can I
she
ring
struggles
shield
to
that
move.
one?
You see her. She struggles to move, but her arms are pinned.
I will use
We're-
Runic Shield on her then.
You can use it on the next attack since you didn't say
Okay.
it first one. As the bite will give disadvantage. Nice. Oh, wrong one. Oh, fuck it, Arcadia's right here.
Like these things are just like swarming around her. She can't move very well. She can try again.
No.
Bracer or no? Oh, that's right. She already tried, so that's it.
They're trying to kiss Arcadia. They're gonna be in bad shape soon.
So let's see, make a note for Arcadia.
I already have her max HP written in the notes.
Thank you. I'm gonna put it so it's easier for me. See, 172 HP max. Yours goes down by 9, so 163. Thank you. Right, now this one. 2 Demetrius, 3 and 4 Corbin. Right, so it comes running up to Demetrius. He's nice and pretty and shiny. Takes another chunk. Tries to take another bite out of you. Oh yeah.
You are rolling nice.
Yes, I am. Finally. As you go down by another 5. 120. Right. And he regains 5. As you see some of its blood heal as it drinks from you, see some of them heal a little bit. Tascalin.
He'll move to there to see if he can get better vantage and he's gonna shout out, "I've got something that can help, but you're gonna get caught in it." And he'll wait a
Arcadia's
moment
like, do it. Arcadia's like, do
Yeah.
it.
and he'll start casting Sunburst. 1 second, he'll cast it centered on Demetrius. He's like dead center in this room.
What's
Oh,
the?
I'm already
Actually, not on Demetrius. He'll cast it like right over here. Like everyone can get caught in it, and all undead will have disadvantage on it.
All right. I don't. I can't. I might be able to. I don't think I can, but I'll try.
Want me to roll on the undead first, and then on or
Yeah.
and then roll damage for them.
No, just roll it. Yeah. Just do it like that.
Okay. Sunburst. Do I hit anything for that, or do you have to hit something to make it disadvantage?
I attempted to hit disadvantage. We'll see if it goes, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Then we'll just do it again.
Okay.
Alright, so re-roll.
Damn, they all rolled 4 of them rolled 17s. That's crazy. Like the odds of that.
Re-roll on all of them except for 9 and 26. So roll it all again on except for 9 and 26.
Okay. There's 9 at. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So select all of them except for 1 and 14, and then I'll just have the damage onto it because it takes out damage.
1.
Right?
All but 1 and 14, you said.
Yes. Has to have damage.
Okay. So there it is. So damage.
And then you'll have to put blind on them.
Yeah. And okay, on target them. So 1 and 14 will take half of that.
Oh, I'll add that. But the other ones, like target all. Oh wait, blind is already on there. Never mind.
Actually, hold on a second. I'm also going to use a magic thing here. Empowered spell. You spend 1 sorcery point and get to re-roll whatever dice on there equal to my charisma modifier, and I have to use the new roll. So I'm going to try and roll on some of those too, see if I can't get a little more damage out of it.
So how many Found Magic do you use?
I'm using one of those, and I have a +4.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
So there you go. So let's see. So re-roll a number of the damage die. Oh, minimum of 1. All right, so 4. Okay, so you use 4.
Yeah. So I'll try and get the first 2 there. See what I can get out of that. 2 again. So that's a 2. No change. That second 2 there becomes a 5. So extra 3 points of damage. The other, I'll roll. That other 2.
3.
That's an extra 4 points of damage.
7.
And 2, and I'll try and get that 3. See if I can't do something better with that.
And
that's
so
3 points. So extra
10.
That 2, extra 3, extra 4, and an extra 3.
So 9.
10.
Yeah.
9 or 10.
So 9. That's let's go with that. I don't care. It's so let's see here. Let's see how the party fares. See how the party holds up.
So
hopefully you all roll well. You can only take half damage.
4.
Will it blind us? Unless you tell us to shut our eyes.
It will blind.
It will blind, yeah. No,
you
can't do the whole close your eyes, because if you said that, then they would also close their eyes.
Yeah.
Got it.
So an extra, so 54.
So they only take half damage. And they aren't blinded.
So drop that damage on them. So they would all take 31. Okay, hang on. I'll just go back and add. Hang on. 63. So 42.
Ooh, I just squeaked by the skin of my teeth.
4.
Thank you,
How much
Demetrius.
HP do you got?
Me?
Because I'm half
Okay.
dead.
You are? Shit.
Good.
No,
mean,
not quite, but almost.
So then they would all take so 30 more. So say 92.
Corbin's got a nice
Oh,
tan.
shit.
32. 51. Let's see. 79. 31,
So
74.
let me just double check that.
And Nico's fine. Okay.
Yeah, at the end of their next turn, they get to make another Constitution save to see if they can take off the blindness.
All right. Anything else from Tusk?
Nope, that's it for him.
Demetrius.
Demetrius is a little overwhelmed. He busts in this room, and within 6 seconds, a bunch of vampires sprint at him, claw at him, and begin to overwhelm him. And he seems to go down for a moment as the vampires to rip him to pieces. But then he begins roaring loudly, and his eyes burst out with light, and light comes from his mouth and his ears, as well as he begins to float in the air a little bit, and then he
Whoa.
seems to explode. As he, as he screams,
Those bastards.
What's he doing?
destructive wave.
Is
Should
that
all be
does it affect everyone or
just the vampires.
what? I mean, what is it? Spell. I can't do that. There you go. Oh, each creature. Cool. Nice.
Wow, nice.
And let's see, the ones that failed are 4, 1, 14, 17, and 9. Those all go prone. Let me just. And let's see. And spawn 9. 28. So it saves. And I'm not sure, does getting knocked prone, does that break grapple?
No.
Okay.
You can still be prone and holding on to something.
Okay, but they have me grappled, right? Does that mean
Okay.
I can still move at like half speed?
Grappled means your speed is 0.
Oh, okay. Alright. Yeah, that's right.
I played with a grappler this for 3 years now.
It's like, what? You're not asking me?
All right, that's top of the round. Round 2 started round 2. Let's go up there.
Oh no.
Ooh. So wait, if the grapple means their speed becomes 0, could she have moved? Could she have used her bracers then?
Your speed is 0, and you're grappled. It's holding your arm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if that meant, speed like
It's
you
kind of a
couldn't
gray area on
move.
whether you could use your
Okay.
bracer.
And that's why I had you roll the 100. Yeah. So.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
Uh,
She doesn't get grappled too often.
So yeah, that's the end of your first actual combat. I was like somebody asked
Oh,
me if
you didn't count the monks?
no.
Yeah.
It was somebody
We just red misted them.
yeah. Someone asked me if I was hoping you would attack. I was like, yes. The temptation was there. But
Well, Archie didn't do it out of I want to get into a fight. She was trying, she was just trying to protect them. But you win, like you said, you win some, you lose some. I mean, she doesn't. There's nothing to say that they didn't go into another room and something happened that released them, and then there was all these other, twice as many enemies.
that's true. But yeah, we'll call it there, and we'll come back next week and see what happens.
Yeah. She never likes leaving enemies behind her, like being flanked by possible attacks.
And vampires,
It's a tactic thing.
why does it have to be vampires? Well, Sketh can tell you how much I love vampires.
By this time, Corbin practically sweats garlic, so.
But cool. So yeah, thanks, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah. If we're facing vampires, we're definitely going to be facing one that will charm us.
Oh yeah, you already know it. You already know it's going to happen. I love the charm.
Awesome. This is fun.
All right, stream. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week for this game. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. And until then, goodbye.